Hi dear friends, welcome back to my channel The Revolution. Today I am going to discuss one of the most widely read and appreciated poems by Rabindranath Tagore. Each time one reads this poem, it gives a unique power to ignite a special kind of feeling deep into the hearts of every reader. It's ever fresh, inspiring and invigorating. Rabindranath Tagore, the great Indian philosopher, poet, novelist, educationist, artist, composer and the Nobel laureate. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1913, the first Indian, the first non-European, the first Asian to receive this prestigious award for his collection of poems, Gitanjali. Where the mind is without fear is taken from this collection of poems, the song offering Gitanjali. It was originally written in Bengali language in the year 1910 and later it was translated into English by Tagore himself. And the poem goes like this. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. What a powerful poem it's. This is written in the pre-independent era when India was under British rule. Through this poem, Tagore prays to the God Almighty to awaken his country to a heaven of freedom. By heaven, he means freedom encompassing all aspects of life, not only political freedom, but individual, social, economic, educational and spiritual freedom. Where the mind is without fear and head is held high, he prays for a free country where everyone should be free. Everyone should be able to enjoy the fruits of freedom and the mind should be free from any kind of fear so that they could live with dignity by holding their head high and not bowing to any kind of oppression or external supremacy. Where knowledge is free, he dreams of a nation where knowledge should be free. There should not be any restriction for acquiring knowledge. Everyone should have equal access to education and knowledge. Not only upper class people, but to everyone irrespective of caste, creed, religion or any economic status. He was actually among the first educational reformers of this country. He knew that the only way ahead for the upliftment of the poor is through education. This is the key to progress of any country. He is of the view that people should learn from nature and believed in open-air education. Education should not be restricted to the four walls of a classroom. And he was against conventional rote learning. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, he dreams of a united India, one India, where there is no separation of any caste, creed, color, language or anything. In those days, India was so fragmented by the narrow-mindedness of the people based on caste, religion, color, language and all sorts of things. That is why the British could establish their supremacy on us and keep us under their barbaric rule. Where the words come out from the depth of truth. Here he envisions a nation where people are sincere, straightforward and truthful. Where the words should come out directly from the heart and not be superficial. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. He wants a nation where people should be enthusiastic, energetic and hardworking and striving to become the best in every field and perfect in every aspect. He envisages a nation which is ever evolving and progressive, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Here Tagore wants a nation where there is no room for any kind of superstition, prejudices, and misbelief. In those days, people were so wrought with all kinds of prejudices and superstitions, and he wants that the logical and rational thinking should not lose its path by any kind of such prejudices and superstitions. Instead, continue its journey unhindered based on facts, scientific thinking, and judgments. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Finally, he yearns for a country which is open-minded, progressive, and ever-evolving, not stagnant and stubborn, but ready to embrace and assimilate the ever-widening knowledge, ideas, and information, and put those things into action for the benefit of the world. He prays to the Almighty to awaken his country to such a kind of freedom. What a powerful poem it's. Written more than a century ago, which could stir the hearts and minds of billions of countrymen to aspire for a free and united India in those days. In the post-independent period too, it must have served as an inspiration for all the patriots, administrators, policymakers, leaders, students, and all the aspirants who are eager to become civil servants, not only of this country, but of the entire world. So my friends, it still reverberates in the hearts and minds of millions of Indians like you. Of course, we have made several strides in all the fields since independence, but miles to go before we could realize that heaven of freedom. So my friends, let's continue our mission of transforming our country into a heaven in all its aspects. So be proud for being an Indian. Jai Hind.